Yes, people, today we're going to talk about how to manifest the physique that you want. How do we do it? How do we start? What's the plan? What's the goal? The first things first is, before anything, you've got to act like you're already healthy. Act like you're already in shape. Act like you've been training in the gym for years. You got to get all this in your head straight away from the beginning. You got to visualize the shape that you want from day one. You've got to already plan years ahead about holidays you want to go on, the shorts you're going to buy, your life partner on the beach, holding hands or whatever, eating in certain places. You've got to visualize your whole life. That's what you need to do. You've got to have a vision up here straight away. You know what I mean? I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to give you a few stories actually, but I'm going to tell you a story. Before I passed my personal training course, I had a friend that messaged me on Facebook. This is before Instagram even came out. Messaged me on Facebook. He's like, "Oh, I want to train with you." And I thought, he's not serious. He loves McDonald's, loves his nuggets. He's not serious. He's like, "Yeah, serious, Dan. I'm coming to the gym. I want to train with you." I'm like, "Okay, cool." Gave him a trial, thought, let's see if he's on it. Told him, don't mess around, make sure you do what we say, crack on, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, he trained, survived the sessions, loved the sessions. But after every session, he used to jump on the treadmill. He used to put his headphones on and put his iPad above the treadmill. And he used to have this guy, just a random guy, on the front of the iPad with a great physique. This is before I knew about the secret, law of attraction, the 12 universal laws, compound effect, delayed gratification. Before I knew about all these things and studied these things, I didn't have a clue what this guy was doing. So he's like, so I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh yeah, this guy, I want to be as lean as him. If not, I want to look better than him." Listen to the words he said. He goes, "I want to be as lean as him or better than him." I was like, okay, cool. Didn't think nothing. I was like, okay, cool. Every day when we trained, this guy jumped on the treadmill and had this guy in front of the iPad. Within 4 months, I would say, this guy went from 15 stone, like 6 or whatever, all the way down to 12.5 stone. Literally, I would say it's probably about 11% body fat, could be lower. Abs were popping out, vascularity in his chest, arms, great physique. You know what I mean? But my point I'm saying to you is, actually, before I finish, and back then as well, when he got in that shape, there was no MyFitnessPal. We never put him in no calorie deficit. We wasn't tracking whatever. I just sat down with him and said, "Listen, these are the foods you eat." I gave him a list and said, "Yo, get rid of them chicken nuggets, get rid of all that shit, stop eating your patties, let go of all of this food." And we incorporated sweet potato, rice, tuna, chicken, steak, just whole foods, single ingredient foods. We didn't know how much calories were in these foods, but he just changed his food regime from whole foods, from all that processed shit, and he got to 12.5 stone. And I would say he got to about 10 to 11% body fat, lean. And what I respect about this guy, 12 years on now, is just the same, if not probably better. Great physique. You know what I'm talking about. Well done. You know what I mean? We went on holiday together. We went to Mexico together. Went to Dubai together. And he's still maintained his shape now. I haven't seen him for a while, but we will link up and do a session, definitely. But my point I'm saying to you, the reason I told you that story is, he visualized and had a plan in his head from the start. So nothing wasn't stopping that plan. The momentum that he built, because he was so driven and focused on getting that goal, nothing wasn't stopping it. The process, he believed in, he trusted it. I remember he used to call me when he started getting quite lean. I remember he used to always call me every night. "I can't see my abs yet. I can't see my abs yet." And I just said to him, "Listen, abs are a crazy thing. All I can say to you is, one day you're gonna wake up and see your call." And I remember he phoned me, like, "Yo, bro, he's here. He's come." He's talking like he's flipping like Amazon parcel. It's like, they've come. You know what I mean? And that transformation. Out of all the transformations I've done in my life and people I've worked with and trained with, whatever, that one there is probably the best transformation and one of the best people that's maintained it. And the key thing, the reason I keep going on about this guy is because it wasn't just about the training and the food, it was the mindset. He had a mind shift from, "I'm leaving the old me behind. I don't want to be that 15 stone 6 guy no more. I've incorporated new habits and I'm becoming this guy. He visualized this guy, and he's that guy. He's never gone back to that person ever again. I'm not saying he doesn't got the little fat kid inside, or doesn't have a curry patty or a fried dumpling, or enjoy a barbecue or whatever he's doing. Of course you're going to enjoy his foods. Of course you're going to have days where you slip or odd little habits creep back in. But because he's absolutely destroyed the old him, he's got every right to enjoy and incorporate them foods when he wants, because he's got the life change dramatic. It's been a great life change shift, and he's maintained it over 12 years. From 2011-12 all the way now, we're in 2024, and this guy still looks the same, if not better. You know what I mean? I've got no pictures currently now, but I'll do another video based on this guy, and I'll show you the transformation of what I'm talking about. And it's one of the best transformations I've seen, and I respect the guy. He's a great guy. You're a great guy, lad. You're a cracking guy. But my point again, I'm saying, is like I said, before anything you do in life, you've got to visualize it. You've got to want it. You've got to want to be that person. And let go of them bad habits and incorporate new ones. If you're still holding on to bad habits, you will never get into the new you. Everybody's got a new them waiting for them. But it's about that bridging between what are you going to do to get to that new person. There's always a process in the middle. I remember my mum bought me this book in 2009, and I didn't really read it. I wasn't a big reader then. I read certain books, but I wasn't a reader. I started reading this book properly probably 2010-11, and I remember this book kind of buzzed around when like social media come about and stuff. And everyone I spoke to regarding this book, the first thing they always used to say is, I just want to manifest. I want to be positive in my head. I want to manifest an amazing life. I want to manifest this. And I think a lot of people that I spoke to personally miss the concept of the secret. Like, I'm going to talk a long way around this. It's like, for you to get in shape, you can't just go to the gym. The gym's only 1 hour a day. So after that 1 hour, there's still 23 hours. So within them 23 hours, you got to drink a certain amount of water. You got to eat certain amounts of food. You got to get the right sleep. Your relationship with people around you has to be stress-free. You got to have a clear mind. You got to have a vision and a plan to get in shape. It's not just one thing, one specific thing. It's a lot of things. And with the secret, a lot of people keep on speaking about the law of attraction. Law of attraction. And I'm going to read what the law of attraction actually is, so people understand. So, the law of attraction, like attracts like, the energy you put out into the universe through thoughts, feelings and actions is what you attract back into your life. And a lot of people forgot about the action bit. And this is what I'm trying to explain. Like, a lot of people can say, oh, I want to manifest a new house, I want to manifest a great shape, I want to manifest a great physique. But people are forgetting about the other laws. There's 10, 11 other laws. What about the law of action? Let me tell you what the law of action says. 1 second. So, am I gonna get it here? Yeah, the law of action requires that you do something to manifest the things you want. Yes, it's that literal. The law states that you cannot manifest the things you want without taking action, or better said, without putting your thoughts to action. Manifestation requires taking steps or actions towards success. And this is the point I'm saying, the law of action. If you're not putting nothing into place, if you're not actually getting up and starting doing certain things, you're not going to manifest the things you want without getting up and start doing certain things. I'm not going to get a great physique without training or eating right. I can't just sit there and manifest a physique. I can't manifest money without setting up a business or putting certain things in plan to manifest the money. You know what I'm trying to say to you? So manifestation is a great thing, but you have to vision it and then put that vision in action, put it to a plan, get going, get grinding. Here's another quick story before I go regarding someone during lockdown. When we was in lockdown, if anybody remembers, a lot of DJs are doing Instagram Live. There was one specific one, I won't say no names, but you probably know who I'm talking about if people know that I know him. This guy was doing Instagram live, and then the first week he probably got about 200 people locked in. Each week it was growing momentum. So first week 200, the week after 300, the week after 500 people, till we got to a stage. There was certain little celebs locking in. I'm sure Rio Ferdinand locked into the set, Leaf or Bizzle, Maya Jama, just people locking in on Instagram live to this guy. The guy got to about 1,000 plus 2,000 people locked in. And when we spoke on the phone, this was in 2020, he said, when lockdown's over, I'm going to have one of the biggest house events in the UK. I'm going to tour it around the UK. He planned the places he's going to go. He made up the logo, the name, everything before we come out of lockdown. 4 years later, he has one of the biggest house events in the UK. Facts. And this is my point I'm saying. You can't just sit there and manifest. You've got to put that plan in action and get that ball rolling. I'm going to click my fingers. It should be dark. I want you to go to your fridge or your cupboards and pick your favourite food. I want you to take a bite of that food and tell me what it tastes like. Tell me in the comments, what does that taste like in the dark? I guarantee you that food does not taste the same. And this is why. Yes, it's true that eating in the dark can change your perception of taste. This is largely due to the fact that your senses work together to form a complete picture of flavour. Visual cues play a significant role in how you experience food. Without sight, your brain relies more on other senses such as smell, texture and sound, which can alter the way food tastes to you. Light back on. So why do you think I'm telling you this? Your brain is a powerful thing. If your brain can't vision something, it's not going to be able to taste it properly. The same way with your vision. If you've got no vision or no plan, how is your brain going to get to that destination? Like I just told you with the food. You tasted that food and it tasted probably a bit different. It didn't taste right. You probably could smell it a bit different. And the reason why is you couldn't see it. It's the same with your goals, life and aspirations in life. If you don't have a plan, if you can't feel it, if you can't vision it, you haven't got a roadmap where to go, how to get there. Analogy, if you ain't got no vision and you don't see where you want to be or see what you want to do, how are you going to get there? And this is why I'm not bashing no personal trainers or coaches or whoever, mentors, whoever. No, okay, I won't put mentors in the category. Coaches and personal trainers, because I used to be one. But the reason why personal trainers make so much money is because the majority of these personal trainers don't help these clients develop a different mindset. It's easy me sending out a plan to somebody and telling them how to train and what to do. How do I know you've never trained before? How do I know you haven't got certain allergies? How do I know you haven't got IBS? How do I know you're not carb sensitive? I can't just send out a template plan to all these people. And another reason why a lot of these clients stay around for a long time, because you haven't fixed your mindset in a way where one day my personal trainer is not going to be around, so you go and find another one. The whole point of having a personal trainer or having a coach is to train and learn the habits. Get your mind in a place. They train your mind to get into a place where you've got all the habits set, but you can do it yourself. If that's within 6 months, a year, 1 year, 2 years, whatever. I'm not here bashing personal trainers or coaches, because there's great personal trainers and coaches out there, but there's a lot of personal trainers and coaches that are not great. I'm just keeping it real. Personal training is a big business. I'm sure it's like a £44 billion industry. That's a lot of money. Let me say that again. A £44 billion industry. That's a massive number, and it's still rising. And the reason it's rising is not because we've got like a big flipping obesity crisis, or there's loads of people overweight, which there is quite a lot of people overweight. But I'm saying the main culprit is, like I said at the very beginning of this video, is you've got to visualize and get into habits that are permanent. You have to. If you go on a driving lesson, the goal is, after that driving lesson, is to pass your test after the lessons. When you pass that test, you don't see that driving instructor ever again. How many people, after they pass their test, unless you've been banned, go back to an instructor to learn over again? And this is the point I'm saying regarding personal training. I'm not bashing no one, nobody come and get me. I'm just saying the key thing is, and this is why I started personal training, I used to feel guilty. Because if I know you're not getting to the place I want you to be, my goal is, even though it's a money business, is to get you in a place permanently and I never see you again. Unless it's, let's have an session or we talk and we go for a coffee. I shouldn't have you on my books for 5 to 10 years. If you're on my books for 5 to 10 years, I haven't done my job properly. Yeah, I've said it. Come and get me. Come and get me. I've said it. You haven't done your job properly. It's as simple as that. To manifest anything you want and the physique you want, you've got to visualize it and act like you've already got it before you've started. The 2 stories I've just told you. My first friend, he had a physique on his iPad until he got to that physique or better. My other friend, he was DJing in lockdown online on Instagram Live. He had a plan of action before lockdown opened up and said, I'm going to have one of the biggest house events in the UK. I'm going to sell out the place. Got his logo, got his brand name, and he's done it within 4 years. He built up the habits and put everything in place. I don't think people are understanding what I'm saying. The key thing is visualization and putting a plan in action. I'm here too. I'm improving, self-improving. I've got plans and goals too. I've got things in place. But right now I'm saying less and doing more behind the scenes. You get what I'm saying? Today, I want you to act like what you want to be. Be the human you want to be. Be that person. Get rid of the old you and start grafting on the new you. Let the old one go. You can't bring the old one with you. It's as simple as that. And that's regarding getting in shape and getting your physique. You have to let the old you go. I hope all this makes sense, people. I'm going to leave you beep. I've been talking for a long time. Be extraordinary and dare to be different.